Hello, everyone. My name is Cameron. This is The Living Joke. Welcome, welcome. I'll bring the guys in a minute. I want to remind everyone to head over to our Substack, thelivingjoke.substack.com. And that's also a really fun place because it's where you get to see all of our links to streams, episodes of this show, and other fun content. Will just did his art stream because he's painting a huge mural on his wall upstairs, which is very exciting. It's also where you get to see Connor's streaming schedule. He is streaming Bloodborne. He was actually streaming this afternoon. So everyone make sure to go check that out. Um, we even did a stream recently where we all played together, which was a lot of fun. So Connor's really into all that. So, um, yes. TikTok and Instagram, TLJ underscore joke. Make sure to follow us there. If you want funny stuff in your Instagram stories, follow us on Instagram because Will puts in the funniest stuff all the time. It's really amazing. And the TikTok has tons of clips of this show. And as we make other stuff as time go on, it will be there as well. So, with all that done, without further ado, here we are.
Yo.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello. How we doing today? How'd the car spray painting go, Will?
It's a work in progress.
Mm.
Um, but no, I mean, it wasn't much of a looker before. I really can't hurt it that much by giving it a little upgrade with its paint, quote unquote, heavy air quotes around upgrade.
Are you gonna put some clear over that to try to make it last longer?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Once I get done with the base coat, I'll probably lightly go over it and then hit it with clear coat.
Yeah. Connor, how you doing?
Good, brother.
Good. All right, so, for my icebreaker this week, I wanted to start off with some more news from Japan. It's for the otaku listeners. Um, we have this very fascinating new situation. More rice, bigger chairs, and reinforced toilets. Sumo wrestling comes to London.
Yo!
Yep. Oh, come on. Now I need to. There we go. 1, 2. Um. Yes. So sumo wrestling has come to London. The Royal Albert Hall will be hosting the Grand Sumo Tournament, marking only the second time a full competition has been held overseas. It says here 40 wrestlers have flown over from Japan to compete in it. That's around 6 tons of elite athlete to be fed, watered, transported, and supported. Quote, we've actually had to source and buy new chairs which can take up to 200 kilograms in weight, said Matthew Todd, the Royal Albert Hall's harassed director of programming. Quote, our usual standard is only 100 kilograms. They've also had to reinforce the toilets. Quote, it's the ones that are screwed into the wall which are the most challenging, Todd explains wearily. They've also had to take out special insurance because, quote, the jeopardy of having a ringside cushion is fairly substantial, unquote. And don't ask him about the rice bill. It's substantial, he says. I know the wholesaler actually ran out of noodles because he'd already ordered so many from them. And then it goes on to other things. But there they are in Buckingham Palace in their lovely robes. So, yeah. And there's what will be in the Royal Albert Hall with them drawing the whole ring and everything. And, yeah. So, I thought that was just a fun thing that Sumo's taking a little trip to England. And, the furniture requirements apparently are baffling. So
They gotta add those extra supports. I wonder what they're putting under. They're probably putting like roof jacks, like some kind of like a manual jack under between the bottom of the toilet and the floor.
yeah, I would imagine they're probably just doing some sort of temporary reinforcement to give it some extra support and
You go down to the
yeah.
hardware store, because I don't know if they have Home Depot over there. What do they have? Do they have a chain hardware
It's
store?
called home base. Yeah.
Home
Oh,
base.
going down, going down to home base, Governor. It's gonna get rice patties for the gentleman
Yeah.
coming from
There's
Japan,
also
from the
another one.
overseas.
Yeah, there's also another one that is like DQ something. It's green with a white logo. I saw one in Cheltenham. But yeah, they do have those stores over there. So, but that's yeah. So, it sounds like it's quite an event, but I thought it was just an interesting way to kind of get us started. So,
A two by
sumo
four will go a
wrestling.
long way, London. You don't need to go crazy.
Well,
Just
yes.
slice up some 2x4s and jam them suckers in there.
Yes, that certainly solves the toilet issue. I imagine though beds and chairs and tables are all sorts of things, and yes, I'm sure the food bill
What
is
are they talking?
outrageous because
Just take them off the frames and put them on the floor. It's perfect.
yeah, I mean a lot of these dudes probably sleep on the floor anyway,
That's
but
what I
yeah,
mean. They'll be
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Oh,
yeah.
it's just a ride home."
6 tons of upper crust sumo wrestlers. So yeah,
Hell yeah!
that's
Oh, I love
that's how
sumo.
you know Japanese don't like fat people. They make them fight each other. Um,
I'm the bigger, stronger, fat one. Get out of my way. Slap, 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 slap.
exactly, exactly. So anyway, our first segment. Let me go back to here so we don't have to see our production. Our first segment is gonna be a little bit fun. It's dumb criminals. So, Will, this is you. So give me a second to cue a couple of these up.
Okay.
Um, and then we'll get into it, and then you can walk us through the stupidity of our local, or well, not even local, just criminals. So, fortunately, they all don't live around here. But yes. So let's go back to the screen. There we go. Aha. So, oh, this person wants to allow ads. Yes, I will allow ads on this site. Hold on a second. Yeah, so our first one here, driver stops after being waved down by sketchy man, gets carjacked.
Yes, this poor good Samaritan. Oh, just a innocent young lad, just trying to do the right thing. So, hold on, I'm loading up the story right now, and it's deciding to
Yeah,
be
do you want me to
silly.
play the video? Because there's a segment.
Why don't? Uh, yeah, why not?
Okay. Let's see if it plays in a decent
Oh wait,
amount of
I
time.
got it. Hold on.
Oh, okay, you have
No,
the
I got it.
detail. Yes. Well, so
Yep,
I
I
could
got it.
also read. I mean, I could read the thing here if you
No,
want.
no,
Go
it's
ahead.
cool.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got it here.
Okay.
So, starting off in Florida, good old Florida man story.
Of
This is in
course.
Volusia County. Driver was stopped after being waved down by a man, and then the man carjacked him. So the gentleman decided to give his first name Kyle, is reconsidering his willingness to help strangers after he stopped, and then after to help this guy, the guy pulled out a gun on him. He said, "I need a ride." And then after taking a look at him, I thought, this guy is sketchy. And I said, nope. I started to pull forward, but he stayed with the window. And that's when he said, "I need this." And then he had a gun pointed at me. Um, the suspect, Grant Haygood James, took off with the car, um, abandoned it at some point, and now they received random 911 calls, a bunch of 911 calls that a white male swam up. He abandoned the car, jumped in the river at some point, swam up to a restaurant, climbed in and ran through the restaurant, took his shirt off, ran back out of the restaurant, jumped back into the river, and then swam into the mangrove trees. The police were able to apprehend him hiding in the mangrove trees, shirtless.
Yes.
sounds
Yes, yes,
like
yes.
sounds like Homeboy was tweaking.
Yeah, I was about to say, I wonder what level of drugs this dude was on, because it sounds like he was on some. So,
On a
it's,
scale of
uh...
1 to 5, 1 being. Oh.
Oh, this is him catching them in the mangrove trees. There he goes.
Sir,
There's the officers.
please swim to us with your hands up.
Legs only. Yes. Anyway, that's the whole story there. We won't go into all that, but yes. So, yeah, obviously this dude was on something. So, but he will be safely stashed away in the state prison. So, and the poor victim says he'll be more cautious next time. You know, this does remind me. There's an old
Yeah,
carjacking
that's the
scam that
best
they.
part.
Yeah, there's an old carjacking scam they say to watch out for, and it's the infamous mother with the broke down car and like the baby a baby carrier or car seat like out on the side of the road. That one, the scam goes, they have the criminals hiding on like the far side of the vehicle you can't see, and then when people pull over to help the mom with her baby out of the car, they then spring on you and then they kill you or rob you or whatever have you. So it reminds me of that one, which is an old scam they tell you to watch out for. So got to be careful out there on the highways, folks.
Kyle has promised that he will definitely be more careful next time.
Yeah, I bet he will.
On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the dumbest and 1 being, he could have gotten away with it. What do you think, this guy?
Oh man, I feel like I gotta reserve the 5 for something really crazy. I gotta give him a 4.
Had basically no chance.
Yeah.
Oh, you're more generous than I am. I was gonna give it a 2.
Oh no, 5 is super super bad, and so 1 is not so bad. He could have gotten away with it if he were smarter. So you say 2. He had a pretty good chance.
Yeah, I mean, if he'd play,
Okay.
here's the reality. If he'd stayed in the car and kept driving and not tried to swim to a restaurant and run through and end up in the mangrove trees, he probably could have gotten away with this.
Yeah, but he didn't. He went into a restaurant, got half naked, ran back out of the restaurant, jumped back into some water.
The plan failed.
Like, GTA fucking NPC behavior.
The plan failed after step 2.
Yes. Yes, which might warrant a week 3. Strong 2, week 3 from me. So,
okay. Which one do we have next?
Let's go to the huge iguana hit with trespassing, disorderly conduct charges after wrestling with law. Okay, this isn't fair. This criminal isn't human.
He still broke the law, so he's entitled to the full discourse of the American judicial system. Broke the law.
Yes.
He's in human spaces. You want to be in human spaces, you're going to get treated like a human. You too, Mr. Shih Tzu.
Certainly, it says here the suspect was hit with the charges, according to a slide displayed during the video, of disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, trespassing, and fleeing. Local iguana, age unknown. Oh, the sad thing is that might be somebody's pet. I don't think, because this is in Daytona Beach, Florida, I don't think iguanas are native to Florida. That sounds like somebody's pet iguana got away at some point and has been living the wild life, and now is a criminal.
They're not native. They're actually an invasive species, and Florida has actually a few years ago declared open season on them. So if anybody, they're like less than rats right now. They were all over the place. It was like an infestation. Did you ever see, like, in Georgia or whatever, when the frickin' spider webs or whatever the hell, or the locusts, anything extreme, like that's what it looked like down in Florida. Yeah. It's a bee movie.
They have this. Florida has the same problem with Burmese pythons.
Yeah, they're trying to, those guys. Watching those snake guys go out there in their bare feet. Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, I like snakes and all, but creeping out there in your bare feet in the Everglades, ooh.
No. I'd have on my rubber wading boots for sure. Anyway, this iguana, he was arrested. Here's the criminal now, and he looks like he's resisting arrest as well. So the charges are piling on. Yeah, I mean, can we really say it's a dumb criminal? Because this was just an iguana doing his iguana thing.
Like, he should have dressed up as a human.
You should have thought about it.
Yeah. Some khakis, a little hat. You know.
I'm gonna give him a 1 because other than being an iguana, he would have gotten away with it.
It's true. I agree.
Yeah,
a 1 for
I'm
Mr.
on board.
Yeah. A 1 for Mr. Iguana. Well, hopefully he'll be sad. I would like to say he'll live out his time in prison. However, given the infestation, it looks like he's going to be becoming a handbag. That's his next life. Gucci. Anyway.
Better than spending all our dang tax money on a prisoner for a life sentence.
Can you imagine that job, though? Oh, what's your job at the corrections facility? I'm in charge of the wild animal prisoners, so mealtime is a real issue because some of them want to eat each other and it gets real chaotic, and that would be, yeah. So,
the prison system needs reform.
And more flies and small rodents. um, Here's a good one.
Oh, yes. Please go ahead.
Parma Heights, Ohio. Police released body cam footage capturing the unusual pursuit of a giant inflatable pumpkin that broke free from a local home and rolled through town. Parma Heights Police Department shared on social media that officers were in hot pursuit of a giant inflatable pumpkin during the early hours of Wednesday. The pumpkin was eventually placed in the back of a patrol car and returned to the owner's yard. And we have photos here of the miscreant. I mean, I will say the people who put up this pumpkin need to be responsible because you have those inflatables. You have to anchor them down so much. Like, you have to anchor down all of the ropes. They have to be under tension, like far apart. And most people just don't do it. They're just like, oh, it'll hold. Well, one good gust of wind, and now the police department at the taxpayer expense is chasing your pumpkin all over town. So
makes for a great story.
It does make for a great story. It
what
does.
If it could have gone like when the inflatables. I think it. What was it? Well, several have exploded over the years, but the hot air balloons at the Macy's Day Parades, the floats or whatever, and then one of them fell. It's like, it can cause some damage, even though it's air. It's a big plastic tarp filled with thousands of PSI of air.
Well, but even beyond the air, the fabric itself is actually quite heavy for those big ones.
I
to hold
it.
all that air and hold those shapes and everything, it's actually quite heavy. So, like, it will take down, like, like, if one of those falls and collapses, it will take down lampposts, stoplights, like, because it's so heavy, they can't bear the weight, so they just kind of bend over.
Call your car insurance company.
I would get squashed under that thing if it rolled into me.
You would be... They wouldn't find you.
That
You'd be in the pavement like some Wile E. Coyote shit.
You're just standing outside having a nice cigarette, and then wham, a pumpkin goes by, and it's... What did you guys do last night? We had to take our friend to the hospital. Oh, what happened to him? He got ran over by a pumpkin. Wait, what?
Actually, he's in the ICU. He's intubated right now.
Yeah, the pumpkin attacks. So, and big shout out to the Peanuts. The Great Pumpkin did arrive. It arrived in Ohio, rolling out of somebody's yard. So,
ooh, nice.
No present. I know. No, that's a deep cut. I'm really pulling that up. So it's Halloween season. It's about time for us to watch the Great Pumpkin. Charlie Brown. Yes, we'll have to watch it for Halloween. All right, we have a couple more. This one, oh look, a human. Officers detain man suspected of burglarizing pet store, find gerbils in pants.
So let me open this one here. Yes, Columbus, Ohio. He brought out he nearly got away with it. Let's see. So an Ohio man breaking into a pet store, stealing and setting many of the animals loose. This was at the Hilliard Shopping Center in Columbus. Pet store was open, and animals including dogs, birds, ferrets, rabbits, and gerbils were set free. The police reported we recovered several gerbils from inside the suspect's pants. The Petland shop owners told WSYX that several dog kennels were smashed with a rock, and a veterinarian was called to examine the animals. It's unclear what charges the suspect will face, but this is the gentleman. Looks like he's here in cheetah print pajamas. And a Dora the Explorer. Oh no, it's a clear, transparent Barbie backpack, I think.
Something like that.
And yeah, get on the ground. Get on the ground. That's Carol Baskin's husband.
But he might crush the gerbils in his pockets if he gets on the ground.
Yeah, what about the gerbils?
What about the gerbils?
Gerbil theft gerbils and hamsters is another
Oh
one.
my goodness, there's
That's a
one
big
now.
problem.
Oh, there's the first one.
Oh, look, he's got
at
the.
this. Yes. Oh my god. No, yes.
Look, he's laughing. Look, he can't stop laughing. Multiple gerbils recovered.
Multiple gerbils recovered. Oh my goodness. So, all right. So this one, 5. This guy's a lunatic. Like, you've got problems, buddy. You're stealing gerbils in your pants. Like, this is, like, what was the plan here? You know.
He thought he was releasing his kin by the looks of his clothes.
Oh, right. This was the radical act of a revolutionary. You're right, Connor. That's the proper framing. This is not a criminal. This is a radical act of a man setting animals free from the oppression of humanity.
No more cages. No more kennels.
I was more suggesting that he thinks he's one of the animals.
Yeah.
He's got to save his brothers and sisters.
He's animal kin.
Yeah. Yep.
The worst kind of furry.
Exactly. Yeah, Tumblr's gonna go crazy on this one.
Fuck you, Tumblr.
No, he's a 5. What about you, Connor? What do you rate this, our gerbil thief?
Yeah, 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely nuts.
I'm also gonna give this gentleman a 5. He had really no chance here.
Yeah, no, especially he was just sleeping on that bench. No.
Mm.
No. So
he probably
Sorry, I already switched the story and this picture is just so good. Like, sir, you didn't use foundation, you didn't blend, you didn't contour, there's no blush, you didn't do your eyebrows, like... Anyway, I'm sorry, well, you were about to say something.
The hair doesn't look good.
And I wasn't even talking about the wig, okay?
The wig looks bad.
That's a yeah, your part line is all over the place. Like, who did this wig? Like, anyway. Man dons dress blonde wig in attempt to evade Florida deputies after boat theft. Deputies were searching for the thief when they saw a person who appeared to be a blonde woman wearing oversized sunglasses leaving a home. That person turned out to be the man suspected of theft. I love how, with a little bit of makeup, this could be Karen at the school pickup line. That's what I do love about this look, is he definitely went for the suburban white mom situation. And I am enjoying that. But it says here, so here's the side by side. Here's the out of drag, in drag.
Look how sad he looks out of drag. He's like, oh,
he was really living
again.
his best life. Like, he was finally himself for a moment. Joshua Kalatka, 33, was arrested Wednesday afternoon during an investigation to a stolen boat at Old Calusa Lodge near Lakeport. This is in Glades County, Florida. Deputies were canvassing the area in search of the suspect when they saw a person who appeared to be a blonde woman wearing oversized sunglasses leaving a home. The person turned out to be a white male, the only alleged suspect of the theft, according to the sheriff's office. Kalatka, who was wearing a white cardigan on top of a light blue feather patterned dress, was subsequently arrested for 2 Okeechobee County warrants, along with the theft of a John Deere Gator and the stolen boat. Several other possibly stolen items were also located, deputies said. The Glades County Sheriff's Office is currently working with the Seminole Police Department to identify some of the items and figure out if they're connected to other thefts in the area. So, yeah, I mean, he definitely figured out white suburban mom. He did shape, but it's like, honey, you should have stolen somebody's foundation, done a little blendy, gotten a contour. I mean, a few hours with a drag queen and you could have gotten away with this. 3. Like...
What kind of boat do you think they were trying to steal?
It doesn't say.
Or he was trying to see. Yeah, I wonder if it was like a bass boat or was it like a big yacht boat?
I mean, it was
Or
probably
like a pontoon.
somebody's, wave runner in a marina, I would imagine,
True. They do just refer to them as boats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't say ship. I imagine if it was something larger, it would say ship or yacht or private watercraft. And most of the time in most marinas, it's just a bunch of people's kind of small pleasure craft. So my guess is he was probably trying to steal someone's wave runner and then tried to... And the theft was successful. It was the escape that he got mixed up in. So
Get a windjammer. Isn't that what that thing is? The little skinny little boat, little sailboat, Windjammer. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's one brand of it, but that's a brand, but there's
Or
multiple.
he went to go steal a rowboat, a little dinghy.
I mean, yeah, I think, like I said, I think the funny part is like when you go to jail and they take your stuff, it's like, imagine what went in the bag: the cardigan, the dress, the sunglasses, the wig. Here's the funny part: that stuff will be retained for him, and when he gets out, that's literally what they'll hand him
Yeah,
back.
that's
Like,
what he has to wear when he leaves the prison.
right? It's like you're gonna have to leave here dressed like a woman, just so you know. Like that's yeah, so crazy.
The final humiliation.
Right. Doing the post jail, post prison walk of shame in the drag outfit you cooked up to get away with your boat crime. So it's
I
yeah,
think we got
anyway.
time for one more.
We definitely do. So this one is robber shows teller two forms of ID. This is from Dallas. A Dallas bank robber who abided by a teller's request to provide two forms of identification before she could give him money is going to prison. Okay, this is immediately a 5.
This guy is a 5.
This is automatically. I need no more information. Wait. Automatically a 5. A federal judge Tuesday. Yes, a federal judge Tuesday sentenced. I was going to read the rest of it.
No. Pump the brakes. We didn't give a rating for the last one on a scale of 1 to 5.
Oh, for the drag dude.
Yeah.
No, for the drag dude, I would say it's a 3. Because if he had done better drag, he could have gotten away with it. Like a little foundation and eyebrow, he could have gotten away with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say a 4 because I felt like he drew more attention to himself with the disguise than if he just got something like if he just got like a hat and some gray clothes or some shit. I don't know.
You could have planned. Yeah. I was gonna say I was gonna go with Cam. I think it's if he probably prepared better. Objectively, it's a 4. But if he had prepared a little bit better, I feel like he would have had a better chance at getting away with it. Anyway, let's so that's yes. Now on to Dallas.
Yes, so Dallas. So a Dallas bank robber who abided by a teller's request to provide two forms of identification before she could give him money is going to prison. Again, already a 5. A federal judge Tuesday sentenced 49-year-old Nathan Wayne Pugh of Sikazy to more than 8 years. Prosecutors said last July Pugh walked into the Wells Fargo Bank at the 4300 block of Lemon Avenue while carrying a bag from a fast food restaurant. According to an affidavit, Pugh walked up to a teller and said he wished to make a withdrawal. When she asked how much, he placed the bag on the counter along with a poorly written note that said, "Look, no comma, if you don't want to die, then you should do as this note says. This is not a bag of food, this is a bomb with misspelled. So just put money in an envelope and do not make any move till after I've left for 10 minutes." Not minutes, minutes. The stoic teller stalled and told Pugh that he needed two forms of ID before she could hand over his withdrawal. Pugh showed her his Wells Fargo debit card and then a Texas state ID card with his name. When Pugh turned to leave the bank, he noticed 2 Dallas police officers at the entrance. He quickly tried to take a woman holding a child hostage, but fell to the floor as the woman struggled. He was then quickly taken into custody by Dallas's finest. His sentence of 102 months will run consecutive to the 25-year terms he must serve for previous robberies. Well, that's, yeah. So,
no, this is
well,
the
we'll be
story.
seeing him sometime in 2050.
The on-the-ground reports from this event, because I had originally read it on a TMZ type site, and apparently the woman actually physically assaulted him. Like, he tried to take her hostage and she beat the shit out of him, and then the officers arrested him.
That would be my mom. If anyone ever tried to take my mom hostage, she'd be kind of like, no, and then it start hitting them. And my mom wears rings from knuckle to tip, so her hands are just metal gloves. So she'd just start hitting them. And they would run away.
I'm on board with you though. It's a 5 for me too.
Yeah, it's like you're doing a bank robbery and she asked for ID and you did it, idiot. And it just gets worse. The note,
he's like,
the failed
there's
hostage thing, just
there's a bomb in this bag, and if you don't give me it, I'm gonna do something. And if you don't do it within 10 minutes, then it's
Yeah.
gonna explode. All right, well, I need your ID though. That sounds reasonable, the robber says.
Yeah, no, this guy, yeah, he needs. Hopefully, when he's in prison for the next 25 years, he will have time to learn from other criminals how to actually do a bank robbery. Because this ain't it,
Everything
honey.
that he could have done wrong, he did wrong, and more.
Yeah.
Mega
Also,
fail.
Wells Fargo. Ew. Rob a Wells Fargo. Also, you're robbing the bank where you're a customer? No.
Oh. I need to make a withdrawal from my own account.
Right. And it's like.
I'm gonna set this bomb off if you don't give me my money. My
That's-
$13.
Right. The 1202 I have. So, anyway, that's Dumb Criminals for us. I'm sure that this will be back again as Will finds more stupid criminals doing ever more stupid things. So, it's fun times. I do kind of laugh though that for all of the we're gonna get into the Ford locking Mustang ECUs, and I actually have to find that story. But we don't have a segment 3, so if anyone has something they wanted to talk about, that's a fun be mindful of that. But the next segment we're going to do is kind of a bit of a car thing, which is really kind of on me. There was a news story out from Ford, that Jim Farley, the CEO of Ford, mentioned that they were planning on locking down the new Mustang ECUs, that's the engine control unit, so that tuners couldn't easily modify it. It says here, Farley used some anecdotal evidence from his home life that's actually pretty entertaining. It involves his daughter's boyfriend, a questionably tuned F-150, and a junked camshaft. While Farley insists that Ford is in favor of owners getting more performance out of their cars, he implied that it's hard for automakers to make special provisions for shops that simply don't have what they need to write safe tunes. Quote, the aftermarket is a real opportunity, but it's also a big challenge for us because a lot of people like to write software into the control module that controls the powertrain to get better performance. But what they don't know is that the user may not be aware of is that all the reliability and the quality issues that might come up are very expensive, Farley explained. My daughter's boyfriend is one of these people. He bought a brand new F-150. He's got a supercharger on it. He recently got a bunch of error codes because he updated the ECU against Ford standards. And now he needs thousands of dollars of expensive repairs because the vehicle started chewing its camshaft. It was great that he could get 650 horsepower out of his EcoBoost F-150. He didn't think about what he was doing to the reliability of the vehicle, but we have to at Ford. Now we should give Farley a benefit of the doubt. He almost certainly misspoke about the boyfriend supercharging his twin-turbo V6 F50. That happens and Farley knows his product. What's really important to draw out of this quote is how uninterested Ford is in making exceptions for third parties. Farley argues that shops get carried away rewriting files that affect many other parts of the car's operation. In turn, the blue oval gets the blowback, which explains why it locked down the Mustang ECU. Quote, all I would say is that it's a tough problem to solve, Farley said. We always want to give customers a chance to tune their vehicles, but we actually know a lot about the reliability of the vehicle. Are we as a brand going to let our quality reputation suffer to give the person the ability to modify the vehicle? I think it's a hard compromise for us to make. Farley pitched the idea of customers tweaking their vehicles through Ford, effectively turning the automaker into an aftermarket provider. In a way, it already is, given the huge list of accessories and upgrades Ford currently sells. Heck, it even offers a factory tune for the Ranger Raptor and Bronco Raptor that adds 50 horsepower and more than 100 foot-pound of torque. And that gets in to my complaint that automakers are trying to become smartphones and tech. And they're taking cues from tech because here's the reality. It won't be very long before Ford is going to sell you a subscription service. This is coming, everyone. A subscription service for specific tuning or specific performance or whatever have you. This is already kind of starting in the automaker industry anyway. Mercedes has a subscription for heated seats in a couple of their models. This is coming where your car will be capable of X, Y, and Z, but you can't access those things without buying a subscription or some sort of aftermarket sort of thing. And this sort of lockdown of the hardware or the software and everything is what is the start of making that possible. not even getting into the fact that the most important thing you do as a Mustang owner after you buy the car is then go modify it for what you actually want it to be. And Mustangs are kind of a blank slate that way. That's why, like, they're cool, they're relatively inexpensive sort of thing, and then you can make them into a great sports car or make them into a great track car or a great drag car or whatever have you. And this is just a huge step backwards for anyone who's serious about performance and doing interesting things to vehicles. And I think Farley's excuse is interesting because it's basically like, well, people are dumb and they keep tearing stuff apart because they're using it in ways that it's not designed for, and we're getting a reputation for being unreliable when it's not really our fault, so let's stop people from being dumb. Basically is what Farley's saying, sort of thing. So
Yeah,
Well, these things.
here where he says, are we as a brand gonna let our quality reps suffer to give a person the ability to modify their vehicle? He misspelt, we want more money.
that
Yeah.
is absolutely correct, Connor.
These things are born out of a million lawsuits because there's for every nice guy that knows he screwed up modifying his car, there's 17,000 other Ford customers. They're like,
Oh, my crankshaft is chewed, and I don't like it because I put something stupid on it. And it's your fault that your cars suck.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard that some Ford F-150 owners like getting their shaft chewed, preferably by another Ford F-150 owner. But I'm not here to judge you on that.
As a chaotic bisexual, I now need to go buy a Ford F-150 and meet these men, but that's another conversation for
You
another
have
time.
been talking about your F-150 era, but that's besides the
Yes.
point here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, yeah, it's one thing to, like, they should just put in the clause, like, doesn't Porsche have a clause? Like, the one that they sold to Paul Walker that he died, and then they were like, the wife tried to sue the Porsche for unreliability or whatever, and they were like, bitch. And then they showed in the things like any modification voids this warranty.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's always been a thing. I think Porsche also has other stuff that you sign because most Porsche owners also modify their cars a lot with accessories and engine stuff and all this type of thing. And yeah, there's even other especially other car companies, like especially limited run supercar exotics, all this type of thing. Yeah, there's a lot of rules around ownership for those vehicles.
But that shouldn't be Ford. Like, Ford
Yeah.
used to sell cars and trucks to the working man and everybody, but now it's like you pay $70,000 for a truck. It used to be, I mean, and it basically still is, and now it's going to be like, oh, you can get a truck with all the bells and whistles, but you're going to have to pay monthly for it. It used to be, though, you pay $70,000 for like an F-350, and it's got fucking crank windows and AM/FM radio and dick all. It doesn't even have AC, and it's like, what am I getting with this? And now it's still $70,000 plus a subscription package.
Well, yeah, and automakers have been rolling out subscription stuff for a while anyway. I mean, Ford has its own, for its infotainment system, has a subscription. I know because my mom's an F-250 owner and she pays for it. Even my car, which is not new anymore, it's a 2017 Subaru, was a My Subaru thing you could pay for. They phased it out eventually, but I had it for a year. It was really cool. And all this, I mean, this is coming, it's coming, and I think there's not going to be much pushback against it because a lot of people are not going to be interested in becoming a tuner or doing the extra performance stuff or whatever have you, and they just won't buy the subscription. It won't matter. But I think for those that buy vehicles in order to modify them and make them their own, it's going to become pretty annoying pretty fast. And to Connor's point, Ford is going to position itself as the place to go for the authorized tune. And Connor's absolutely right. Farley forgot to say we found a new revenue opportunity and we're going to be taking advantage of that. And especially in the Mustang space, which is all about performance, you buy a Mustang to go fast quickly sort of thing. That means that tens of thousands of Mustang owners will be signing up for the stupid subscription so that they can retune their cars now or have a factory authorized tune sort of thing. So, yeah.
And before I moved down here, when I was back in the old country, I was talking with the small town garage, like, locally owned business. And even though it doesn't apply to just the modifying necessarily, a lot of the car manufacturers are trying to like just make it harder and harder for those kind of businesses to even exist, and saying like, oh well, if our car comes in, you can't use your generic system to scan the computer anymore to see what's wrong. If you're working on, I'm just throwing out random names, but if you're working on the Ford, then you have to buy the Ford computer and the Ford parts and the Ford tire adjuster, and then for your Hyundai, whatever, you just throw any car name in there, and they want them to purchase all this extra bullshit that they don't need.
No, as someone who used to work at an independent auto shop like that, and I've not worked there for many years now, but even back then, that was already a problem. I'm so glad you brought that up, Connor, because I forgot about that. Thank you. That was already a problem back then, and it's gotten way worse. I cannot tell you how much time I spent taking cars to dealerships to get specific things fixed because they wanted a specific computer. It had to be done by an authorized person or whatever have you. And so then it was call the tow truck, get the car sent out to the dealer, go out and pick up the car for the customer, all this type of thing. And yeah, ultimately you're right, Connor. They are trying to drive indie auto shops out of business. And Tesla is actually the worst. You cannot have a Tesla repaired by anyone other than Tesla. So, and I think the rest of the industry has looked over at Tesla and been like, you know what? That's not a bad idea, especially when the dealerships make the bulk of their money on repairs anyway. And so I think Ford's looking at it and being like, you know what? We could make more money for the dealer network and ourselves if we kill the aftermarket, make them buy from us, buy Ford. And this is just one more step in it. So, which really sucks, especially if you live in a rural area where there's not an authorized repair facility nearby. I don't think there's a Ford dealership in New Lebanon, is there?
There is, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good. I'll tell you where there's not one: Ovid, Colorado. So that's you will be forced to drive to Ray. That's.
I have a personal experience in trying to get parts from Ford, and it was for something really silly. I had to get the grill. I had a 2016 Titanium, and I had to get the grill replaced because the grill got cracked during a fender bender, and it was those chrome bars. And I've always thought it looked stupid anyway, so I was glad to get it replaced. And so the guy gives me a quote for it after it was at the garage, and he's like, yeah, it's going to be like $3,300. And I'm like, for what? And he's like, oh, that's what it costs for the grill. I'm like, it's $3,300 for chromed plastic. And he is like, yeah, it's Ford's thing, though. You got to order directly from the manufacturer. And I'm like, well, I'm not fucking doing that. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Nope, went and bought one on Amazon for $70 and installed it myself. Took about 6 hours, and my fingers were all cut up. But I did it.
Yeah, well, that doesn't even get into the whole they didn't ground the electrical wiring for your heated seats either, and that was stupid.
Oh, yeah, that's a Ford thing. Yeah, they cheaped out on the control module and didn't ground it, so instead of 2 prongs, it only has 1. And then it catches fire and burns out, and then your heat and AC seats don't work no more.
Yeah. So maybe the lesson of this, Mr. Farley, is the issues with your quality have not less to do with the tuning and more to do with your being a cheapskate. Perhaps that's the moral of the story here. So, so we don't have a segment 3.
No, we do. I added something.
Oh, you do. Oh, here it is.
I
did.
did.
New York, I didn't. I just saw right now. Oh, we have an update on Rajah Jackson and whatnot. Oh, this is good. Okay. So, UFC legend Rampage Jackson, quote, cut off contact with his son. Says he should spend a little time in jail for attacking pro wrestler. Says here, UFC legend Rampage Jackson has cut contact with his son Rajah and called for the MMA fighter to be jailed for brutally attacking and hospitalizing a professional wrestler, which has been covered extensively on this show. Jackson, 47, says he hasn't spoken with his 25-year-old son due to the vicious assault on August 23rd when Raja disrupted a KnockX Pro's Knock Experience event in California and beat wrestler Psycho Stu unconscious. I don't talk to Raja no more, Jackson told the Ariel Helwani show on Wednesday. I talked to him, I heard his story, and I heard some stuff, and then after I learned a whole lot of other stuff about it. He dishonored my name, Jackson said. I know he is my effing son. I'm not cutting him off forever. I just haven't talked to him. I talked to him after this shit happened, and he hid the fact that he did this shit. You know, it put my other kids in danger based off what other people said. I just can't talk to him right now. Jackson condemned his son's behavior during the wrestling show, saying he was, quote, wrong, and, quote, went against what I told him to do, unquote, for repeatedly punching Psycho Stu, a 44-year-old military veteran whose real name is Stuart Smith.
Yeah, this was this was actually written on September 4th, and it just slipped my gaze because I know he was arrested. This kind of passed us by, so I apologize about that. I watched a video of Rampage speaking. I watched the clip of his interview there, and he's like, yeah, he had, as he learned more about it, he's like, yeah, he had really no business being in that ring. He's like, everybody was bad, but he's like, basically, like, Raja should have known better, shouldn't have been in there, and, it was a stupid thing that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah. No, I mean, the more details that we learned about it, even through our coverage, kind of the worse it got, and it was just kind of like, yeah, this wasn't a bit, this was an attack, and so, yeah, it was. But, anyway, thoughts on, yeah.
He's like, he needs to do a little time. And
yeah,
he's like, I'm just cutting him off for the time being. Hard love type stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess the question to the group is Rampage right for not talking to his son during this difficult legal time?
I think so.
Rampage can do what he wants. Go ahead.
Rampage can do what Rampage is gonna do what Rampage is gonna do, right?
No, certainly. I mean, I guess some people I think would say, you got to support your kids and stand by them and be loyal and all this type of thing. But I think people also understand how like men work. Like, your dad's only going to stand next to you if he agrees with you and thinks you're in the right. If even your dad thinks you're wrong, he's not going to stand with you because that's not how men things work. And this is a man thing, not how men work. Like,
I don't think he's wrong at all for the decision he's making. Like, that's his family and his business. But what I don't like is that, Rampage is kind of just turned into like another IRL streamer. He streams every single fucking thing he does on Kick all day. And it kind of feels like he's just using this as another opportunity to get more shit for his channels and whatnot.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I feel like people are going to come anyway because they're going to, cloud chasers are going to come regardless because they're trying to get any fucking juicy info, try to get them to say something, do something, too. I imagine there's a lot of those.
Well, but I think Honor's also implying that Rampage is trying to clout chase off this himself, because now he's a center of attention to something. So.
Well, sure. I mean, but yeah, that's his thing. That's all he's doing.
Right.
That's apparently the direction he wants to take his brand in. Yeah, I mean, if that is the case, it's kind of shitty, but they're gonna come anyway because now there's all the news that's garnered around him. So more and more people that never even heard of the Jacksons are searching for them.
Yeah, I mean, make hay while the sun shines, right?
I don't think he's people are like, oh, you're abandoning? It's like, no, it's a thing called like tough love. You got to learn a lesson. Personally, like me, like if I were in jail, and I've said this on occasions before, I was like, don't like come to visit me, don't talk. I'd be too ashamed. I'd just be like, no, just let me sit in here and do my time. I'd just feel too internally guilty if I ended up in prison somehow.
Yeah, but then that also deprives me of the chance to put together a great outfit to visit you. Like, sunglasses, headscarf, just really knock them out. Like, It's yes. So
If you got to say the code word though, if the guard is like, he's like, yeah, he doesn't want to talk to you or whatever. He hasn't had any visitors in whatever 2 years, and he's like, well, can you just tell him I'm looking extra fabulous today, and then
right.
I'll know who it is.
Like it's like no, sir, you don't understand. He has to see me. I'm only carrying the secret to the Krabby Patties recipe. Like
There's vital information in here to national security in this Louis bag.
yeah,
So I need to see this man.
Exactly. But no, I mean I'm not surprised about it. I think, I think in the world of men, you're going to have people standing with you when you're in the right and people agree with you and all this type of thing. There's no reason to stand with somebody that you know is in the wrong and you don't agree with. And, we're not talking about, a young person who made a mistake. We're talking about a 25-year-old man who has a career who intentionally did something incredibly stupid. It's going to be hard to get a lot of support out of that. Sorry. That's just how the world goes.
I think it would have been like I often find it more offensive when parents defend their child's shitty behavior even when they're adults.
Yeah.
So he's not defending it, and he may or may not be talking shit about him. I doubt it, but I don't watch Rampage Jackson. It's not I don't orbit that subculture really. It's kind of just a outsider's view, but it seems like he doesn't want to talk about it, doesn't want to talk shit, doesn't want to do whatever. It's just that people are going to come. I think that's the right decision instead of being like, no, my son did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
It's Stu's fault. It's the wrestling federation. It's everybody's fault except my son.
Yeah, that would be fucking idiotic.
There's so many people that have done that over the years, though, and I'm glad that he, in a way, as cold and as some people might take this news, like imagining if their father cut them out. I think it's probably the best decision, honestly.
Yeah. Nope. Yeah. No, like I said, it sounds counterintuitive and people would piss off about it, but I totally get it, and I think it's the right move. So, we're coming up on 5 o'clock, so I think it's time for dessert.
Ooh.
And the dessert is, I've got it here.
Please say it's lemon squares. Please say it's lemon squares.
No, we have a little Harambe situation.
Oh no, Harambe!
Oh, boy.
Not Harambe.
Yeah, so we have a little bit of a Harambe situation at the San Diego Zoo. So let me go back to the video now that it's prepared. Trying to be professional.
Dicks out for Harambe.
Yes, so charging gorilla named Denny broke a glass barrier at the San Diego Zoo enclosure. The zoo said neither people nor primates were injured after the 10-year-old western lowland gorilla broke one of 3 layers on a tempered glass panel. It says here, 10-year-old Denny broke one of the 3 layers of protective glass at the zoo's Lost Forest gorilla habitat Saturday, the zoo said in an updated statement on Tuesday. It is common for male gorillas, especially in adolescence, to express these types of behaviors, it said. Bursts of energy, charging, dragging items, or running sideways are all natural for a young male. The zoo said the breached panel was composed of 3 layers of tempered glass. No injuries were reported, including for the western lowland gorilla. The zoo said in an earlier statement that Denny and another gorilla will be cared for behind the scenes until the panel is replaced. NBC San Diego reported that the panel was boarded up Monday and public viewing was closed. Zoo officials did not respond to a question about when gorilla viewing might reopen. In August, the zoo said Denny's older brother, 30-year-old Maka, had died after a cardiac event. According to the station, upon his birthday in 2017, the zoo said Denny was named for philanthropist T. Denny Sanford, who funded the San Diego Zoo Kids television channel. So, and the western lowland is critically endangered. So, they're from Central Africa. So, yep. So I thought this would be funny because it was a bit of a Harambe situation, even though no one was hurt and no one was harmed. I thought it would be a funny callback to all that, and you guys would enjoy it.
I mean, no one was hurt and nobody was harmed. This was very, very close. Could have been tragic. Another Harambe situation.
Well, here's the reality. I was chilling in my enclosure at the zoo. I got frightened, and I just went crazy. But I feel better now.
I want to go. Do you have more banana pudding? After they catch him, they bring him back. They grab us. Come on, let's go back, Denny. There was more banana pudding.
Yeah, exactly. So yes.
No,
Yes.
gorilla viewing is a very dangerous thing now, and it's for the gorillas, not the people. So
Yeah.
let them take their time because we need to keep them secure from you people and your evil children. Remember, this was so close. A child could have gone in there, would have got smacked around. Looked like Yoko Ono probably after that night with Johnny. What's his name? Johnny Be Good.
Yeah.
And then they would have put him down and be like, "Oh, it was a tragedy that could have totally been avoided."
No, that's legitimate. And I think the testosterone was hitting real good on that gorilla that day. And if I were the San Diego Zoo, I'd want to consulting with my glass contractor. So.
Yeah, maybe you should have gone with the Anderson 4s, San Diego.
Well, as we would say on Anchorman, stay sexy, San Diego. So, so that's the hour. Thank you guys so much, and thank you for watching. We had a great group this week. Final thoughts and goodbyes.
Nothing for me. I just hope everybody has a good day and is being safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, goodbye, y'all.
Yes, well, find us on Substack, thelivingjoke.substack.com, TLJ_joke on Instagram and TikTok, and we will see you back next week at 4 o'clock on The Living Joke. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now.
See ya.